and welcome to Fast Fact Friday. This is Michelle with Revolutionary Resume, and I want to welcome you all before we get started on the job market updates. And excuse my voice, it's allergy season. If you could hit a like and follow and maybe share the video, it would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget, if you have any career, resume, whatever types of questions, please put those in the comments and I'll be happy to help. So let's get started. Our first thing we're going to talk about today is which roles are most at AI risk. I know that graphic is rather hard to read, so I will also be posting it in the comments of this live stream. But here's the rundown, and it says it's not going to be all at once. It says it's going to be gradual, which makes sense, right? As you phase things out, AI takes over, you need less of these people. Paralegals and legal assistants, graphic designers, broadcast announcers and radio disc jockeys, technical writers, interpreters and translators, insurance sales agents, sales reps of services except advertising, insurance, financial, and travel, sales reps, wholesale and manufacturing, technical and scientific products, sales reps, models, sales engineers, procurement clerks, credit authorizers, checkers and clerks, customer service reps, executive secretaries and executive administrative assistants, legal secretaries and administrative assistants, medical secretaries and administrative assistants. I feel like there's a pattern here. Secretaries and administrative assistants except legal, medical, and executive, which of course we have already mentioned. So that is a lot of things that are going to be impacted, but hopefully that gives you some ideas maybe where to pivot your career. Let's talk about some of the highest paying jobs. Also another graphic that's super tiny to try to fit it all in, so I will be putting that in the comments of this later. But there are highest paying jobs, as you can well guess. Most of these, or many of these, are in the medical field, types of surgeons, types of specialties. But there are some little nuggets in there I think you all might find helpful and might be a little bit easier pivot. But some of these are extremely well paying. So if you're younger and you want to go back to school, might be in the cards for you. Last week we talked about some of the layoffs coming. LinkedIn was doing Meta. Well, they started. Wednesday had the Meta announcements. 8,000 people are going to be let go, and several thousand got an email on Wednesday letting them know that they were impacted. So Business Insider talks about, the impact of this. And it's really tough to watch people, but those layoffs have started. Gallup had a poll come out where they talked about employee engagement, and it was a wrap-up of all of 2025. Seems like it took a little long to get here, but and what they found was that employee engagement fell to 20%. People who feel engaged, feel tied into the workforce, which is the lowest since 2020. As employers, and especially those folks, my fellow HR people, we need to ensure that we're really connecting with the workforce and listening to them and what would help them stay engaged with the company. Because retention is going to be key. In this market, there is a lot of employees out there, but it's going to turn. And the employer that creates an engaging atmosphere and employees then feel more appreciated, they're more likely to stay. When this market does flip, you want to make sure to be poised to keep the good people and to attract the new talent you would still need. So it's just a little heads up. Now we're going to talk about a kind of ridiculous crime. Oh, there we go. Hold on one moment. So there was a Chick-fil-A worker that came in and charged $80,000 worth of mac and cheese. Yeah, I'm a mac and cheese fan. I just had some for part of my lunch. Then began to refund each of them to his card. So the article I pulled up said it was criminal mac activity. And I thought that little cheesy pun might make you laugh. So don't steal from your employer. That is our funny story for today. What is your tip for today? Please write down, even if you're at the same employer, even if it's just a scratch note in the Google Doc somewhere buried in your drive, your start and end dates for every role you had. I've had a couple clients recently who had a heck of a time determining, especially if they've been at the same employer, when one role started, the next role began. And that does make it a little bit challenging when you're trying to pull everything together to be able to present it in a concise and eye-catching format. You kind of need to know the years. So just those little notes as you go. If you can throw in a job description underneath that and never touch it again, that's still helpful for writing a future resume, whether it be someone like me or you're writing it yourself. Trust me on this, you're going to want to have that backed up. Document, document, document. If any of you have any work-related career questions, resume questions, interview questions, please definitely don't be shy. You can reach out by DM or in the comments, and I will answer them all next week. But we will see you next week at 11:45 Eastern. And don't commit any criminal activity over the holiday weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.